Hi, Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Ascendant. This is Dane, and I'm going to be doing your May 23rd, 2024 full moon reading for you. Now, I ask if this reading resonates with you. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It helps me out tremendously. It gets this channel seen by the YouTube algorithm, which helps this channel be seen by more people. So, thank you so very much for doing so. So, let's see what the tarot has to say. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels and spirit guides, angels and spirit guides, show me clearly, guide this reading and show me clearly, angels and spirit guides. All right, Capricorn. Let's see here. We are crowned, with the Knight of Wands. This is fire sign energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. This full moon is in Sagittarius. So the Knight of Wands, this full moon really has us embracing our passion. It has us leaping forward. It has us going after so much more than we kind of thought we would be able to do. And, that saying, like, I'm just hearing you're leaping through hoops, you're jumping through hoops, but it's almost like we're doing things perfectly. It sounds really weird because I like to take perfection off the table, but it's like we're going through one extraordinary feat or extraordinary accomplishment to another, and that's going to be really beautiful. Spirit is saying here you're jumping through hoops, but it doesn't mean that you're bending yourself backwards for something else or somebody else or to achieve something that is unachievable. It's like you're doing something extraordinary during this time. You are that horse and that horse rider just jumping through flames of fire. It's really quite extraordinary. It moves us then to the 10 of Wands reversed. We're done. We're done with carrying everything and holding on to everything and waiting for it to be just so, just like this, just like that, whatever it is. The 10 of Wands is the burdens that we place on ourselves. It's breaking our backs for everybody else, quite literally, right? We're piling everything on our backs so that all we see is the dirt on our feet. All we see is the mud before us. We have to crane. Here she has to put her head in a weird position just to see the flowers, right? Just to crane her neck up to be able to see what is beautiful. So this is going to be a time where it's like, I'm done with it. I'm done with it. I don't want this anymore. And that's going to come through rather viscerally. So just be aware of it. It can be a little bit shocking here. Yeah, Capricorn. So just be aware during this time. This is going to be an intense moon for you, especially if you have Sagittarius in your chart, if you're born on the cusp with Sagittarius. So just being aware of that is going to be important. It moves us then to the 8 of Cups. We're walking away from something we once thought we would love. This is a time of a knowing of an end. It's like, nope, I'm not doing that. And it's as we take the weight of the world off our shoulders. Also, as we stop saying like, oh yeah, but when everything is just right, when it's just right, it's like, it's not, well, I'm not there yet. It's not just right. And Spirit is saying it's never going to be just right. And we know that as well. It's never going to be just right. I have to choose me, and choosing ourselves and saying, how do I step forward in my energy, in myself, move forward in the way that my soul requires? That's going to be a really big thing. And it's going to be a really powerful thing for us. But it's also an ending as severe as a divorce. There can be for some of us also this real sense of no, I choose me. And that's going to be important too. I choose me. I thought it could work. I thought it could be, this can be in a love affair. This could be in a career. This could be in so many different things, but it's like, no, I choose me. And it's going to be really important. It brings us then to the Death card. Now, this is actually one of the most positive cards in the tarot. So for it to be reversed means that we're also resisting a change. Like we're resisting a dying away of the old self, a rebirth of the new. I know people get scared when the Death card comes forward, but it's a really beautiful card of transformation. It's also a card of seeing the equality in everybody. It's like, when in the Rider-Waite-Smith deck, this is like the Grim Reaper coming. It's like we're all the same at the end. So here it is looking at things and it's an equalizer. It's saying your talents get to shine through. You get to shine through during this time. But there's a question. It's like, can I, do I believe in myself is also going to be very interesting. And what's, I just, Scorpio time frame is October 23rd to November 21st. And the 23rd, Spirit just highlighted it And I don't know, yes, October 23rd. Circle that date for one reason or another, because I just got highlighted the 23rd, and I know this full moon is on the 23rd if you live where I live in the United States. But if you live somewhere else, it might be a little bit different. But here with the death card, there's a sense of transformation. So just be aware of this. Again, Scorpio time frame, November 23rd to no, October 23rd to November 21st. If we have Scorpio in our chart, then just be mindful that this part of our personality might not be serving us as well, or be, kind of like integrating as smoothly with the rest of our personality as we would like it. It's kind of like letting itself be known. We then have the Wheel of Fortune. Our fortune is changing, and that's going to be a very good thing. It's going to be a very big thing. There is a sense here where I'm entering into a new season. I'm entering into a new sense of change. Things are moving smoothly. Things are coming together, and that's always nice to see. And then we have the High Priestess reversed. We have a hard time trusting our intuition, and that's going to be something here that we're going to find we're challenged with during this time. It's like Spirit challenges you to trust your intuition. Spirit challenges you to connect with yourself and to see and to let the veil be lifted from your eyes. But there's something here where it's like, I'm not ready to see that yet. Like I'll walk away. I'll start choosing me, but I'm not ready to see that yet. So just being aware of that. And that can even be a connection with the sacred feminine energy within us. We can be like, ooh, that's a little bit too much right now. Right? That's not the way I believe, or that's like, that's something I don't connect with, because we could have had a traumatic experience with feminine energy in the past. So just looking at that during this time here, Capricorn, and really saying, the veil is being lifted from my eyes. I'm seeing me. That is going to be a really important thing. And that is going to push us closer to ourselves and to where we want to be. Okay. Now, let's see what Spirit has to say. If you're interested in entering to receive a free reading, put a flower, there we go, in the comment box below. A person will be chosen at random and announced on Sunday. So good luck to everyone. Let's see here. And hit the bell notification so that you can be notified when that video comes up. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. We have two. We have faith and we have blissful. So filling ourselves with bliss. Joseph Campbell said, follow your bliss. And I know I quote that all the time, but when I was younger and, a teenager and growing up, I used to write that on my mirror, follow your bliss. And I was just obsessed with Joseph Campbell. I was an interesting child. But I remember somebody challenged him and said, how can you follow your bliss? Like, you can't just, follow what makes you happy all the time. And he said, no, you can't do it 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. He said, even if you did something and it started off as being your bliss and your joy, there will be days where you don't like it. There will be days where you're overwhelmed by it. Following your bliss and being filled with bliss is seeing your joy and following that joy forward. And here that comes through in the upright position. But Spirit's like, hey, remember, it won't always be bliss. Sometimes it'll be a drudgery. Sometimes, we'll have good days and we'll have bad days. But we also need to have faith, and faith is reversed. And faith is a tricky thing, right? We can have orthodox faith. We can have, faith in other people. We can have our faith, shaken by the things that we see and what's going on in the world and the things that have gone on in the world. And it's like, how? And sometimes it's hard to believe in a benevolent, all-loving, being when such horrendous things happen. But can we have faith in a tree that grows? Can we have faith in a bumblebee? Can we have faith in the flowers? Can we have faith in the turning of the seasons? What does faith look like? And for some of us, we kind of might need to step back a little bit and say, what can I have faith in? What can I connect to that is bigger than just my body and myself? And that's going to be important, to connect with something outside of us. Why it is, gosh, what is there? There's something that's caused, it's not, there's a part of our brain, right, that's like the faith part of our brain. It can be that reason. I can't remember the name of it. If you put it in the comment box, that would be awesome. But, that just that connection with something greater than ourselves is important. And even if it's, I believe in my paintbrush, I believe in my words. I believe, that I write in my journal, or I write on page, or I believe in the work that I do and, the people that I connect with. That's important. Okay. So let's see here. What is our chakra energy? Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels. This is meditation. So that's very interesting. I laughed because that's what I kept on getting when looking at these cards. It's like just meditate and connect with your bliss, connect with what is bigger than you, but also that meditation is so important for us, so that we tune into our bodies, we tune into us, and we start to see, who am I? We always ask that question. What is my purpose? Who am I? Why am I here? And slowing down from our crazy world and saying, let me connect with me, that is going to be a very, very, very powerful thing. And it moves us to our hearts. It moves us to our passion. It moves us to what we love. It brings us then to our energy to be mindful of. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels and spirit guides. This is the Nine of Cups. Be mindful of those who say they're going to celebrate you, or for something that seems like it is answering those, I cross my fingers, I wish I get this type of wish. So just be mindful about that during this time, because there's going to be something that seems like, oh, it's going so smoothly, it's going so great, and it's not as secure as you think it is. Again, this full moon in Sagittarius on the 23rd of May is the 6-month revelation of the December 12th full moon in 2023, new moon in 2023. So we're going to see the intentions that we set, that we sent into the world, coming forward now 6 months later. I always thought it was like, you set those intentions, they came forward instantaneously. Like, you gave it that 15-day trial, it comes forward, and it doesn't work like that. It's more complex. And I actually think it's more real this way. So we set those intentions around the holiday time, and now we're seeing them come forward. Now we're seeing ourselves building, we're seeing ourselves doing the impossible, moving forward in energy that we thought was impossible. We're also seeing what has weighed us down. We're seeing what we have released, because remember, this full moon is all about joy and intention. What is our joy? And what do we intend to create for ourselves? The full moon in Sagittarius, also in the Sabian symbols, is the little child who is learning how to walk. And when we look at that from the outside world, it's like, oh, that's such an intense time. You have to baby proof everything. They can hurt themselves, they fall, they cry. It's overwhelming. It's also very exciting. But for that baby themselves, we go through that time that is such a huge milestone. And we've all been through it. Do we remember it? Do we remember that huge milestone? Do we remember when we took our first steps? No, we don't. And so, or most of us don't. The good majority of us. And so here, when we're looking at this time right now, it's a huge milestone that we'll see when we look back. It's like, wow, I can't believe I did that. And if we start to like marvel at our bodies and everything, and it's not, anything to say against people who cannot walk. This is not, to say that at all. You still have your milestone in cognitive development, stages that happened that were intense and beautiful. But in the Sabian, symbolism, this is what comes forward. And so we're going to see that this time is an intensely transformative milestone time for us that took perseverance, that took determination, that, was uncomfortable. It left us with bruises and bumps and scars and nicks. When I was little learning how to walk, I fell into a table and got a nice scar above my eyebrow. So, it left some of us with permanent scars, right? And so here with the Knight of Wands, we are jumping through the hoops. We are doing the impossible. We are embracing being brave and being courageous and seeing ourselves. And then with the 10 of Wands, we're looking at what has stifled our joy, what has stifled us and kept us from moving towards our creativity, our passion, our fire, what we want to cultivate and what we want to move forward in this world. And, that's beautiful. It is. We can have a feeling of free falling during this time. I always see that. Well, I've recently started to see that with the 10 of Wands, just a sense of like free falling into yourself. It's like those dreams where you fall and you awaken. And there's just going to be the sense of deeper transformation, of deeper insight. We're stepping out and away from the path that we thought we were supposed to walk. And we're going to choose something different. We're going to choose something. It's going to be a bit brighter. It's going to be just a bit different. It's going to be a bit more us. And it brings us then to a fear of transformation, a fear of like shedding the old skin, right? Like a snake sheds their skin and leaves behind something that when you look at it, it's like, oh my gosh, it's a snake. It's like, no, it's not. It's what the snake used to be. And that's what's so beautiful about that imagery. It's like, it's what it used to be. And we can see that. And that's why ancient people used to worship a snake. And that's why it became, an evil symbol, is because, oh, like, that's bad. That's scary. Also they can be bad and scary, right? They can bite you and bad things can happen. So we are resisting shedding a skin, shedding a part of us that isn't relevant anymore, that doesn't connect with our world and connect with the way that we're going. And with the Wheel of Fortune, we're changing our fortune. We're changing ourselves. We're stepping into a new season. We're stepping into a new sense of being. We're stepping into a new time. Stepping into a new era of us. And yet, we're afraid to truly see. We're afraid to say to Spirit, okay, show me. Guide the way. Capricorn, this makes sense. I mean, we're ruled by Saturn. We like things to be factual. We like things to be grounded. We like things to be very, present themselves in a very like neat and orderly and constructive way. So that's important. That is important to us. And yet the High Priestess says, let's take all the facts that you know. Let's take everything in the nice little orderly way you think you have it. And I'm going to turn it on its head. And we're resisting that. It can't even be that we're healing from that. We're healing from the transformation. Remember, Scorpio energy, which is represented by the Death card in the major arcana, was once ruled by Mars, and then with the discovery of Pluto was ruled by Pluto, and now Pluto has been kicked out, but it's still ruled by Pluto, right? So there's a mystery. There's a mystery to the elemental energy of Scorpio, a transformative energy of Scorpio, but also this sense of, what am I discovering within myself? But also, what am I fighting for here on this earthly plane? And to step into the knowledge of us, to step into the transformation of us, to say, I'm shedding that skin, I'm shedding that and stepping into me. That's going to be important. But also the naming, the understanding, the claiming of who we were and who we are is going to be a powerful thing for us during this moon. This moon is also deeply connected to Neptune. And so our dreams are going to be so powerfully strong that it can be a little bit like, oh, what the heck is that? Type of thing. So just be aware of that. Or it could be like, wow, I didn't realize that bothered me so much, type of thing. Let's see here. Our subconscious spirit energy is angelic. Our angels are absolutely connecting with us. This is going to be a time where if we wanted to sit in meditation and talk to our angels, talk to our spirit guides, talk to our intuition, however you see it, however you say it, however it resonates with your body, soul, and intention on this earthly plane, embrace it. Because you're going to see that you get knowledge that it's like, oh, I didn't know that. Oh, I didn't think of it like that. And oh, okay. It's like, oh, okay. And it brings us then to our energy to be mindful of. And this is the throat chakra, which a lot of people are having blockages around their throat chakra. We are not excluded, Capricorn. It's around communication. We can find it hard to communicate. We can also find that we've shut down in communication because we communicate rather psychically, intuitively, spiritually, where it's like, I'm not just taking in what you're saying, I'm taking in the emotional energy of it all. I'm taking in, just like, yeah, I'm taking in the energy of it too. So just being aware of that is like, it complicated things. So here with communication reversed, being aware of the complexity of things, but also being aware that this might not be a time where we really like talking and then connecting that way. It's kind of like, yeah, I don't really want to communicate with people right now. And subconsciously it's because we're like, yeah, I'm not into that. That energy is not right for me. But work on your throat chakra, because the throat chakra is super important. It's not only about communicating, it's about listening. It's about, connection. It's about our life purpose. So humming, singing, chanting, those are all great ways to stimulate the throat chakra, and also the thyroid. It brings us then to the Princess of Cups, the energy to be mindful of. This is emotional manipulation. I mean, just be aware of this. This is also saying, hey, be mindful. We need to connect with our inner child, and we need to connect with the love of our inner child, telling us our voice matters. I'm showing up for you, connecting with what we love, with what we desire, and the way that we want to build our world. So that's going to be very important. It moves us then to our subconscious tarot energy, and that is strength reversed. And this is Leo energy, and this is might equals right. So we need to just be very mindful about this. This is kind of like a little bit of a tyrant energy. We can have that tendency within ourselves. We can find that there are people around us who have that tendency, and we just don't like it. It just doesn't jive with us. So just be aware, or we can just be too serious. We can be too strict with things, and it's going to get us the opposite of what we want. So again, being aware of that is going to be a super important thing. Okay. All right, Capricorn. I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I am sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all, and stay safe. Let's end this reading with a meditation, a clearing away of negative energy, a raising of our positive energy as we embrace the power, intensity, and beauty of this time, of this full moon, and of ourselves. And please note that this meditation and healing will be accompanied by a loud sound. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. May you move forward in peace and in harmony. Capricorn, may blessings and prosperity always be with you. I love you all. God bless, and have a blessed moon. Bye.